Welcome to another episode of CX Cube. My name is Kati, and today we have an exciting topic to discuss: how to incorporate generative AI into our e-commerce solution. Generative AI offers numerous benefits, such as enhancing business efficiencies and providing a more personalized shopping experience for customers. By implementing generative AI, you can improve your bottom line through the entire supply chain. Joining us today is Shubho, our product engineering lead in the field of generative AI for Commerce Cloud. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Shubho.
Yes, absolutely. And thanks for having me.
Before we dive further into our demo of the SAP CX AI Toolkit, let's first introduce the topic to our audience. To start, could you please share some information on why we have chosen to invest in the SAP CX AI Toolkit with a particular focus on commerce? What advantages can companies anticipate from our solutions, and how do they differ from other options available in the market?
I mentioned some reasons for which SAP has decided to invest in CX AI Toolkit for commerce. You can bring proactive and contextual insights from relevant business data to your teams right where they are working. With new generative AI capabilities for intelligent CX, this is possible. You can do intelligent catalog enrichment by discovering attributes or generating descriptions, or also blog posts or media posts as required. Ultimately, the goal is to increase productivity by providing value in actionable insights that deliver more personalized experiences for our customers. Now, let me also highlight some of the advantages and differentiation that we have. SAP as a company will allow customers to gain insights from their enterprise data that will allow both small and medium or even large enterprises to benefit from. This in turn allows businesses to use AI. And in the context of e-commerce, along with their data for sales and service and operational data as well, making this more helpful for teams to take intelligent decisions. And finally, it's an integrated offering where data from the source systems stay where they are. And using a plug-and-play approach with CX AI Toolkit, we are able to leverage CX AI capabilities to the business user in the context of their business applications.
All right, I'm glad to hear that. Now, could you briefly describe the range of scenarios that we currently offer with the CX AI Toolkit for commerce, as well as the ones that are planned for the future?
We'll cover more in the demo, but let's talk about some of them. Enriching product catalog is a routine task that business users of commerce are doing on a regular basis. CX AI Toolkit leverages the use of AI to find attributes that may have been unknown or hidden or a manual task earlier, to quickly go through thousands of products in a catalog and bring them to life so that the underlying search and other activities that follow downstream can take advantage of that. Personalized product descriptions. Again, when you have thousands of products where you have to generate product descriptions or improve upon existing product descriptions, maybe a new color has just arrived or a new product variation just arrived for the same product, whether that be in the electronic segment or in apparel or any other areas that you can think of. Anywhere where commerce is used, you will find that description generation a very useful piece. CX AI Toolkit also leverages computer vision in a large way, and therefore using some of the latest technologies related to AI. We are able to do visual search or object detection, and this enhances the user experience when trying to look for a product using an image as a reference. So imagine you are trying to find out a chair that you like based on an image that you have seen somewhere, or maybe someone has referred to you through a social media, or also you could have seen that in your relatives or friends' place, and you want to take an image of that and find a product on the website of the merchant that you frequently visit. And therefore, visual search is a very powerful mechanism and helps you get those products of choice. Using AI and CX AI Toolkit makes it easy as we also expose the APIs, etc., that can be leveraged very quickly by businesses. And that's related to multiple industries where they can use it, whether that be home decor, whether that be fashion or other industries, as the case may be. We also have the capabilities of doing AI tools. So what specifically AI tools for commerce allow you to do are activities surrounding, let's say, generating a blog post. Now, blog post generation may be something that may be required to do the promotion of a new product, or you might want to do generation of a post for a platform of your choice, like in the social media, for example, X or Instagram. Those things are possible very quickly within the CX AI Toolkit, some of which we'll see as we go along. As far as the future is concerned, we are working on a number of different initiatives, but let me talk about one of them that's there on my roadmap, and it's about a shopping assistant. Essentially, the shopping assistant is a new way of allowing commerce users to engage with merchants, and the merchants can promote their products from their catalog in a more holistic way. Traditional searches, you use keywords and you can get reference to specific products based on indexes. And the product catalog may have other items of interest which complement the product or complete the product in some ways, where people are looking for more holistic product solutions, or sometimes where they're looking for products for a particular reason, although they do not know the specific products. An example of that could be, I'm going out for a camping trip, and show me some camera or some accessories, and I can also set a budget saying my budget is $500. And this would apply to a consumer electronics segment very easily. Similarly, if I'm onto a potluck and I'm going to a grocery store, I might ask a question like, help me pick potluck items for a Super Bowl party with my friends, and get some results based on that. I may need to build something, so it could be an home improvement problem where I'm trying to build a platform for my deck and I need the parts that go along with it. So typically, this is not the traditional way the searches are working, but more of a user experience in a much more richer context, with the areas of focus being, whether that be an home improvement, a consumer electronics, or whatever other areas. Now, what does AI do here? It takes that conversation pieces, adds them together, and then converts them into a mapping with the product catalog of the merchant, and thereby providing a list of products that can be leveraged for a holistic solution. So in the case of a party for Super Bowl, chips and salsa along with other things may be coming in handy. For a camera, there might be a tripod, there may be a bag. All those areas of focus can come along. And it's not limited to just material products. It could be the service products, like, what are the kind of lessons that I need to go through for learning certain things, or I want to buy the services of the products from SAP or some other company. What are the areas that I can look into for a problem that I'm trying to solve? So instead of trying to look for a product, you're looking more for the solution.
Okay, thanks a lot. If we consider existing SAP Commerce Cloud customers, can you provide us with information on how these companies can implement the CX AI Toolkit? Are there any technical prerequisites they need to fulfill, and how much effort would it cost to activate the first integrated scenarios with SAP Commerce Cloud? Do they need a data scientist to put that into work?
The SAP CX AI Toolkit can be accessed in two ways. You can either use a web application or a Chrome extension with a Joule user interface. Now, the deployment is on the cloud, and it's automatically provisioned once all the licenses have been established. This has got a pre-configured integration with SAP Commerce Cloud, as a result of which there are no additional steps that needs to be done from the business users other than just pointing out the commerce tenant that they would like to use. So once that tenant is pointed out and the credentials provided, that's all they need, which essentially boils down to one URL and the credentials for that. As we move forward, we want to make it easily accessible by business users. So certainly they don't need data scientists to be working on these solutions to get the benefits of AI. We would rather have the business users work on their areas of focus, whether that be enriching a product catalog, generating descriptions, or using all the other features that CX AI Toolkit provides. So join me now to take a look at CX AI Toolkit and its features. Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll go through a deep dive of the CX AI Toolkit from a commerce business user's perspective. The commerce business user typically focuses on the back office, and we'll show you the scenarios where the CX AI Toolkit has been geared towards that persona. Now, to get into the CX AI Toolkit, there are two options for authentication. You can either use your SAP credentials or Microsoft. And once you've logged in, you get into the interface, which lands you on the home page. So here I have logged in as a user called Henrietta. And there are a number of different options for the user. So as you can see, these are the various options that apply in the scenario of a commerce user. And we'll take a look at the ones that are more particularly useful for Henrietta in her day-to-day business. Now, as we begin the journey, there are a number of areas which we can focus on, but let me start off with the attributes. So in this case, what essentially happens is the product catalog to which this CX AI Toolkit is mapped will bring back the products and will show you all the recommendations for the product attributes. In this case, as you can see, there are a number of different attributes available and the user can select them, and depends on the catalog. So this is a mixed catalog which has both some apparel products and furniture. So appropriately for the furniture or for the apparel products, we get the recommendations, and these recommendations come either from the product description or from the image, which is pointed out as well here. So in this case, you can see this recommendation is text-based and also image-based, whereas the color recommendation is purely based on text. And so it depends on the scenario, and we can look through multiple products and go through them and individually select the attributes of our choice. We can either edit them and then save them back, or discard them if we do not like them. So in this case, the business user Henrietta has a choice of what they want to select or approve. So once you select the the attributes of choice, you can then pretty much approve them or reject them. And once you approve them, they show up in the back office of SAP Commerce Cloud. You can also update them in bulk by going to the bulk mode. And here you will see the different products listed. You can select all or some of them. And if you select a subset of them, you can even go in and edit individual products as you need to, or you can approve them or reject them as the case may be. Once approved, these attributes will make way back into the back office of commerce and persist there for any downstream applications like search, etc., to benefit from it. Now, this also has an immediate use beyond the back office. Imagine a user, in this case Henrietta, who is actually logged in, trying to improve the descriptions of the products in her product catalog. So here we have different products that are available, and let's say I come into a particular product. I can choose the attributes of my choice, and I can choose a tone. I can choose what kind of description do I want. Do I want a medium, short, or long? And I can give some instructions based on which I can generate the product descriptions. And then this description is basically coming out of a generative AI process where we figure out what is being applied as far as the inputs are concerned, and based on that, we generate the product descriptions. And once the description is available, I can again publish it back to Commerce Cloud for SAP, and there it'll persist and be used again for the storefront, etc. Similarly, here we have the ability to also update the descriptions in bulk, because the bulk descriptions, when you have multiple products, is really helpful as opposed to going through singular products, as the case may be. Now, these options are also available through APIs, where you can actually go in and find out, attributes, and thereby do publications in your back office using those. That's the benefit of having a product like CX AI Toolkit, which not only caters to small catalogs where you can go in and individually update, but also larger catalogs, which you can use the bulk option or the APIs, as the case may be, depending on the size of your products and the catalog that it exists in. Now, once you see these options, as I was mentioning, that it uses text and image, so it uses the description in this case and the image of the product for making these recommendations. And that in turn is used in the product attributes specified for the description to benefit from. So it's a cyclical process where it, benefits from the attributes that the AI process generates in order to help the description generation through generative AI, as the case may be. Now let's look at the tools that are available from a commerce persona's perspective. There are several things that are of interest here, but let's start with the simple one. You want to create a social media post. Now, the idea behind CX AI Toolkit is to be an AI-powered assistant that helps business users to get most from the SAP software, and by assisting them through the daily tasks of improving the quality of the products and interactions, and also to create messages for the outside world in many ways. So in this case, for example, if I have to choose a product, I can, let's say, choose a chair or something from this list, and let's say I choose X as my platform, and I give some instructions if I want, and I can choose a casual tone, and I can choose the length, and accordingly generate a social media post. Very easy. And then I can use a similar thing for my banner text. So in case there is a new arrival and I want to make an announcement, and I would like to leverage CX AI Toolkit for that purpose. So Henrietta in this case is going through, and then she's going to choose the happy, and then there are a number of suggestions that you can generate. Here again, generative AI is assisting a real business user to use their own product and the catalog to get recommendations for the banner text. And finally, in many cases, when you're promoting a product, you may be able to find something that is appropriate for a variety of scenarios. So let's say I look for a dress, for example. If one is available, I can choose that, and then I can possibly say what kind of blog description I would like. So let's say I choose this, and I also want to emphasize that this is an easy maintenance, and I will choose a happy tone, and I'll make it a long blog post. Once I do this, this comes through, and as you can see, it'll talk to the generative AI process in the back end, and thereby giving the business user the benefits of the large language model to create a blog post almost effortlessly that they can use in any way, shape, or form for promoting this product. Now, this is a very useful feature that can be leveraged by any business user. And as you've seen so far, there has been no technical inputs that we have taken. But let me show you something that might give you an idea of how this is all possible, that all the products are flowing through into this system. And I'll take a quick peek at the connection that we do with the commerce back office. It's through the settings. So the only thing that you will be needing to do is define the tenant for commerce that will be mapped to this. So in this case, I have a commerce tenant. This is the URL, this is the client ID and the secret. And that's all that is needed to get the process started. And everything flows downstream from there. I get all the products, I get their descriptions generated, and I can persist it back once they have been created by the user. So Henrietta finds it very easy to work with this CX AI Toolkit system without any additional complications. Now, as she was working, she may have been asked about a certain product, and she was asked, what kind of maintenance is required. Sometimes they can get pretty technical. Imagine you are the back office administrator and you may be doing the administration for a product that you may not have in-depth knowledge of, but you may be able to find the answer based on what's available in the system. So in this case, there was a query that came in, and we want to make sure that Henrietta is able to respond to that without getting a subject matter expert, and by finding information that's already available in the system. So here, what are the repair instructions? That's the question that was asked, and very quickly we can go into the system ask about this product feature that is available and get this information. Also, a follow-up question came along, which this business user is now able to look up through the same process. So list the care and cleaning steps. And as we look through it, we are able to generate that response very quickly. And you can see the response here, but not only that, you can also find out the source that has backed up this information. So in this case, it's actually the use and care guide that was the basis for this information. So imagine someone having to go through all of this to figure out the response. And as opposed to that, we quickly are able to find out and give a response to the user. So as you can see, CX AI Toolkit is more practical in nature, trying to help users in a way and saving them time, thereby increasing the productivity overall. Now, let's look at another feature which is very important, and this is one of the last features that I want to show you. Here, as you can see, I have a visual search capability. Now, the capability is essentially to give the back office user the ability to see the quality of matches that will be there when a end user or a customer is using an image to do a search. And I'll show you the example from the storefront perspective as well, but just to give you an idea of what happens behind the scenes. Here, as you can see, I have a number of different searches that I have conducted in the recent past, and I want to see what kind of matches I get. So, for example, I will choose, let's say, upload an image and do a search. There's also another step that I can do for doing an object detection. So when the images have more than one product in there, it's better to qualify it and then provide the search. So here in this example, I have tables and chairs identified. I use the search for the chair, and this is coming out of so these are the product images that are coming out based on the AI recommendation. Similarly, I can use a different image and I can find out the results thereof. So when I use a product from my inventory, I want to make sure that that is available and that is what users will get. Similarly, for this dress, I find that this dress is being used and I'll be trying to do a search based on this. So the idea is that based on my catalog, and as I said, in this case, my catalog is a mixed catalog. I could have had, other industries like consumer electronics or otherwise. Based on that product catalog, I would be providing the search results to the user. So that is the area that I want to, let inform you about, which is essentially how the back office administrator is able to utilize this. Now, we'll switch on to the next mode and see how this is utilized in the front office, or rather, I should say, the storefront, which is typical in commerce where you go into a website and you're trying to look for a product of your choice. So stay tuned. So earlier for the CX AI Toolkit, we had a user called Henrietta who logged in and was trying out the AI tools as well as visual search and attributes and description generation. And she's pretty satisfied with the features that she has seen. But now she wants a little bit of validation on the visual search. And therefore, she has asked a colleague of hers, namely Lucas, to look into this and figure out, how satisfied he is with the visual search area. The visual search is catalog dependent. Now, Lucas's focus area is apparels. So that's what he will be focusing on to see, how quick and good matches he can get. He's been trying this out for a while, and therefore now over here, as you can see, he has uploaded a few images already, and he's going to try out that based on his previous searches. In this case, he has, an image uploaded, and therefore he's doing the search based on this. He wants to see how the good, the outcome is, and these are the results he's getting for the jackets. Similarly, he has other images that he can try and see what kind of outcomes he gets. But he also wants to try this on a storefront to see, what the results would be. Will they be similar? Will they be different? So let's go to the storefront and talk about that. So imagine you have a customer who is actually coming into your storefront from commerce perspective and wants to buy a product. Now, previously, business users like Henrietta or Lucas would not have much visibility into the kind of outcomes they would be seeing. But here, they have a preview from the back end as well, which we were seeing in the CX AI Toolkit results, where they can find out the different kinds of products that are available. Now, as we come to the storefront, traditionally, users can go into the categories and choose products from there and buy them, or they can just browse through the different areas that have been made available, and they can thereby choose their products of choice and make a purchase accordingly. There are also other ways in which users can discover the products. One of them is the search. In a traditional search, you would either type in the product name or the SKU and find it out. However, with visual search and discovery, you can go a step beyond. Imagine now you are there as a user who wants to buy a product, and you have various things that you can use as an image reference for buying that product. In this case, let's try out a few examples. The first one we can choose is an image that is of a person with multiple products in there. And so once the image is uploaded, it's analyzed, and now it's available. And I can choose the reference image and the product within that to go through this. So here, as you can see, I choose the shoes, and this is what I'm seeing. Similarly, I can choose the bag, and I can get the results thereof. I can go in, add it to my cart, and then go on to make a purchase thereof. Let's also look at some other options. Maybe I also want to buy something for a friend of mine. And in this case, the important thing to notice is the fact that there is an image that's being analyzed. In this case, the image is of somebody wearing different kinds of apparel products. Now, what is important to notice here is that the object detection method has stayed true to the product catalog of the merchant, and it has ignored other products, other images, or other objects within that image. So namely, it's focusing purely on apparel products. So let's see if there are some good matches for the sunglasses. And so if the sunglasses are something that I like, I can go in and I can add it to my cart, and thereby I can go and do the checkout and buy the products. However, I would also like to select something different. So maybe I want to select the shoes as well and see what the kind of recommendations that come up for shoes. Maybe I like something, and that's what I want to buy. And now I already have one pair of sunglasses in my bag. I added the shoes to it. Once that is completed, I will go through and make the purchase. So this, in a sense, gives an idea of what the benefits are from the CX AI toolkit in general, whether that be, finding a dress and then looking for a match for it. And here, as you can see, the back office administrator, Lucas, is seeing the preview of what could be available on the storefront for a user to consume. So in combination of all of these with the attributes, the descriptions, etc., it's a nice package that can be used and leveraged by the back office administrator. And CX AI Toolkit is essentially trying to achieve that by, again, as I mentioned earlier, making the features available that are AI powered, and it's an assistant that helps business users to get most out of the SAP software by assisting them through the daily tasks and improving the quality of the customer interactions and enable users to focus on their strategic aspects of their role, whether that be asking about a product or finding out attributes in the case of commerce, etc. Very easily done. So now Lucas can happily go about doing his regular job.
Welcome to the world of SAP Intelligent CX. Our comprehensive suite of applications seamlessly integrates front-end and back-end systems, providing a unified and streamlined approach to managing customer interactions. We incorporate artificial intelligence that allows your team to work smarter and faster, and our industry-tailored use cases and partner ecosystem empowers organizations to deliver extraordinary experiences, build lasting relationships, and drive sustainable growth. Our composable SAP Customer Experience Suite enables leading brands to understand and protect customer data, increase lifetime value with personalized journeys, close more business faster, drive consistently profitable commerce outcomes, and deliver automated and agent-assisted service. Learn how you can deliver extraordinary customer experiences. Visit sap.com/cx.